Council and Mayor reports. The only report I have is we've been going back and forth about the rezoning ordinance. One time we were going to form an ad hoc committee, but I had some advice from council and decided that would not be the best way to go, or statutorily not the best way to go. So my recommendation is we're going to hold a special session with full council input. The council has a wide latitude as far as ordinance goes, and we will be the final say of any zoning change. So we will have a full input from the council and also the public. So we would hold a special session just on the rezoning. Yeah, but we have to come up
Possible
with
rezoning.
possible rezoning, whatever you like, whatever wording you like to say. Some solution, let's put it that way. That would be satisfactory to the council and to the public.
Most importantly to the public.
Mayor, were you thinking a couple weeks out or 2 or 3 weeks out?
Whatever date we can come up, Tom,
Okay, I was thinking,
when everyone's available.
May I suggest that, I hear the suggestion that perhaps a regular meeting night. I provided to the council a calendar that shows both our meeting dates as well as planning, zoning, environmental committee meeting dates for the rest of this month and into next month. Again, given what has been previously suggested in terms of public notification, I would suggest at least 2 weeks to give us the opportunity to send notices in a sufficient time so residents have the opportunity to schedule it themselves. And it could certainly be a regular meeting, perhaps, our meeting on the 25th.
That would be,
No.
if everyone agrees to a regular meeting, that would be fine.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Sounds good to me.
That gives you enough time to notice the public.
How about March? Beginning of March?
Well, again, I distributed a calendar. There's also a potential concern that depending on how many people actually attend, whether this room would be sufficient size, in which case we would have to attempt to utilize perhaps the school facility, but
March 11th would be two meetings out.
again, that's certainly doable. I would ask for not less than 2 weeks lead time to provide notice. And
All right, I'll make a motion for March 11th.
I would like it to be the later the more, because people might be seasonal residents. So if they're seasonal residents, I'd like them to be notified and have the ability to show.
Would we be able to advertise and have residents kind of indicate if they're coming, so that if we do need a bigger facility, Jay has time to maybe move us to
Good
the
question.
school?
Good question.
And I know you're talking about doing it on the night of a regular meeting, and that we all have commitments, but maybe we ought to consider just setting this aside for a separate night. It's within your discretion to decide whether you want to do it on the night when you have other regular business to attend to, but it might be advantageous to think about picking an off night where you can just concentrate on this. But that's at your discretion.
Well, as far as notification of the residents, I don't think the majority of the residents know when we have general meetings and when they don't. This is,
Okay.
a few of the people that come at me all the time, you realize that we have meetings second and the fourth, but I don't think the general public realizes that. I would just like to make certain exactly who are we notifying? Are we notifying everybody in town, which is what I would prefer, everybody to be notified? Or are we just notifying 200 feet
well,
type of a thing?
if you want to jump into the notification issue before or you want to come back to the date, on the reverse of the calendar, I've provided a highlighted map area of what I would consider to be those immediately impacted.
No, I don't think that's sufficient. I mean, I think that what we need to do is have a representative of the town. This is something that affects the entire town's welfare. And whether or not people drive by that area all the time. And I know I've gotten castigated by folks that because I said that area needs help. I do believe that area needs help. Is it gonna be my help? I don't know about that. It's just, or the landlord needs to help it a little bit better. So whether or not I'm gonna vote for changing the zoning, I don't know yet, but I would like more representative of the entire town, not just the folks around it that are directly affected, but the whole town that is gonna be directly affected by anything, more development, commercial. Maybe somebody does wanna see a town center. You know,
Possible to
maybe
put it-
somebody does want.
Well, let me ask you this, Jake, and you send out, this is the requirement.
Well, the
Well,
requirement
this
is
is,
actually.
this is a little bit larger than the requirement.
It's
But,
gonna cost $1,000 to do a mailing to the entire town.
but the thing of it is,
$1,000.
is if you send out to this
Why is it even
area,
a question?
Excuse me. Sarah has the floor.
if you're sending out to this area that you've highlighted, and then it is publicly announced in the newspaper and put on the bulletin
What
board that
newspaper?
is
Sarah has the
the,
floor.
Wait, you're taking the chance that somebody's gonna read it.
Excuse me, Patty. Sarah has the floor.
I can speak.
You can wait for Sarah to finish.
I don't know, I don't think it's necessary to, and, you know, where are we gonna put everybody? You know, I mean, and some people are not gonna be, around, they're gonna be snowbirds, a lot of people in the Muse and stuff like that. But I think the big impact is the people that live right here, where you've had it highlighted. And then if other people wanna come, I don't see why we can't just put out a notice in the paper and put a notice on our new sign in front of the school saying that, you know, this meeting is gonna take place. These are the people that it's gonna affect the most. We certainly don't wanna discount anybody in town, but to do a mailing for the whole town, I think that that's ridiculous.
I think the whole,
Okay,
all
good
of,
then.
I would like to say that all of the residents are gonna be affected by the traffic on 71. All of the residents are gonna be, have a say in whether or not, you know, they want a large-scale commercial property going on, or whether or not they want something smaller. And, you know, we could do, you know, possibly we could do something mixed use. I mean, there were a lot of different plans. I was on the planning board for 1 year, and there were a few different plans that came up to me that I really liked. And I thought that maybe, and my big concern was the Wickham Manor people, and the fact that their backyard, they have a pool, I think, that is around that area, when I walked by and everything, checked it out. And so my big problem was whether or not they would be amenable to the thing, to this particular development. But go ahead.
Well, I wanted to make a motion, we have it on the 4th.
March 4th,
Yeah.
Can I second that?
special meeting?
Yeah, the special meeting, yeah, so we have a motion in the second.
Environmental Commission that night,
The Monday.
Environmental Commission.
Which is, what day is that?
Can't do
Monday?
it.
It's a Monday.
Okay, no, can't.
It's a Monday?
Can't do that?
I'm also not available.
Okay.
The other
Well, let's just
Monday, I
pick a
have
date, and
another.
then, you know, because we could talk
What about
about
the
it about it.
Tuesday, the 5th? I know that's an off, you usually have your meetings on the Monday.
Tuesday be
Yeah,
all right?
Tuesdays are bad for me.
Okay.
It's not good for Chris, right?
What's a good, other than Monday, what's a good day, Tom?
Are you-
Well, I'm okay on the Monday the 18th, but Chris isn't.
Monday, the
Well, if the
18th.
majority of the council can make it, then that's what we do.
We can do it Wednesday, this week.
My other question too, Fred, is that, isn't there a possibility that we may have more than one meeting? I mean, we'd like to do it in one
Yes,
meeting,
it's
but.
totally at the council discretion. If you would like to conduct more than one meeting, you certainly can have several, especially if at the first meeting, there are people who potentially haven't had the opportunity to be heard.
Okay with that.
You'll have to judge that as you move forward, whether you want to have more than one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Monday the 20, can I
What
change
about the
my
26th?
Monday, the 25th.
25th?
I mean, March the 25th.
March 25th, I'm okay with that. Chris is too.
And what day is that?
It's a Monday. It's a-
March 25th, it's Monday, regular council meeting.
That's a regular meeting.
Do we want to start early that day and have it start at 7, so we can have the public meeting, we have the comments at 7 to 8, and then go to our meeting at 8 o'clock?
I don't know if that's.
I think that's putting it off way too far.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Let's take a vote on it. Want to take you make a motion for,
I'll make a motion for the 25th.
and I'll second it.
25th of
Motion?
what?
Can we vote?
March 5th is a
We
March
can do the 25th.
regular meeting?
So there's a motion on the table now for
Okay.
this to take place on Monday, March the 25th, as part of your regular meeting.
Yes,
Okay, as opposed to starting early.
yes, but I personally, if you guys want me to vote for this, we're gonna have to do a notice to the entire town.
I'm curious
I'm
why
just
you
saying.
want to hold it on a regular meeting.
Well, no,
Because that's what we'd like to
I'm
do.
curious, though,
Well, I was
what-
trying-
what-
I was
what
trying to
is your-
work with
what
Chris.
is your rationale? We just want to concentrate on the rezoning.
Understood, but I would like to Chris to.
What is your
It's fine.
rationale for holding on a regular meeting?
Mayor, my rationale is that
Most people know
my
that.
schedule, I revolve the schedule around these meetings. I can make the meeting, but I'm
My
not saying
schedule
we
is
have
best,
to do it.
that's
But I thought it
for
would
my
be,
schedule.
I thought it would be,
Perhaps
I
if
thought
you're
it might be
gonna,
easier because we're already scheduled, everyone's
Right.
already scheduled to be here.
I agree.
Everyone knows we're here.
It's
That's all.
easier for me, it's much
It
easier.
doesn't have
for
to
me.
be on that day.
I'm okay with the Wednesday night if you want to pick a Wednesday night.
and perhaps what you could do is if you are gonna do it on the night of a regular meeting, knowing this far in advance that that's going to take place on that regular meeting night, is that you could try to keep all the other regular business to an absolute minimum that night.
Right.
And
So we
focus
already have a
most of the
motion
meeting
and
on
we
this.
got a second, so are we gonna vote for it or what?
Well, if discussion is finished, you can
Jim
certainly.
has something
We have
to
a,
say.
we have a motion and a second.
Jim, did you have something?
My vote's no, but I'm not available for that day.
Well, I want everybody here.
When are we getting into the
I'm
Easter
on vacation
holiday?
that day.
Let's all try to get everybody here, and we don't have to be adversarial, we'll just work on.
Okay, let's look at April.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
look at
vac-
April.
What about August?
March isn't good for me, so April?
I'm available in August.
Well, what about February? What's
Oh,
going
no,
on?
February's not good for me. So, April? We don't have an April calendar up here.
Yeah, I frankly had not anticipated it going that
That
far.
far.
but,
No, I think that's way
Yeah,
too
I
far.
mean, you do have a motion and a second on the table for Monday, March 25th, so would you like to
I'll
move
rescind, if I can rescind that, because I want everybody here.
Okay.
I
And
want.
plus, we also don't know what Rich's availability is, and Rich is not here tonight.
About March 6th.
March 6th, I can probably do March 6th.
We do about the 6th,
I mean, I think we should wait until we make sure, I mean, Rich is our representative from the planning board as well.
Okay. You want to talk about it till we-
So what, the possible dates would be what, the 5th or the 6th?
The 6th?
6th? All right, well, we won't take a vote on it.
Okay.
Well, we'll check
Taking
with.
a
we'll
vote
check
on,
with
what,
Mr.
March
Devlin.
25th?
No, the 6th.
6th of March.
Wait, March 25th or March 26th?
Mayor's talking about the.
March 6th.
March 6th, I rescinded it.
Oh, I don't think I
Oh,
can.
Jim can't
Jim
be
can.
here. Jim
I
be
can't
here
make
on
March
25th.
6th.
Okay.
I thought we were talking about March 25th.
I think maybe what we should do is come up with a list of dates, each individually, that is gonna be okay. We have to see if, when Rich is gonna be available, and then we should funnel it through Jay and come up with a common date that's also gonna agree with Fred.
We'll talk about it next week.
I think we should concentrate on early March.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I would like to see everybody here. That's-
Yeah, so we already have a first and a second for March 25th. Do you want to take a vote on it, or?
No, he
Well, Jim,
rescinded it.
yeah, Jim can't be
To be
here.
fair, I rescinded it, so.
Oh, okay.
So we're going for a Tuesday or a Wednesday night?
I prefer not a Tuesday, but that's.
Okay,
that's me.
Wednesday. So Wednesday, say the 6th or the 13th,
Yeah.
or even the 20th. We'll check with Rich, see when he's available. All right?
Well, no, I'm not okay with that, because I'm not going to be there.
On
I
any of
said
these
March
dates?
6th.
Any of these dates? 6th, 13th, 20th?
No, 13th, 20th to 27th.
6th you'll be here.
No, I just said, did I not just say that I wasn't available on the 6th?
Relax.
Or are you,
So you'll be, when
okay,
you,
so
when you
you're
going on?
saying the 13th, the 20th, or the 27th?
Planning board's 27th, forget that.
Okay, so the 13th or the 20th? I don't know why that's such a big problem.
Well, we don't know how many people are gonna be in the audience, number one. We don't know how long they would like to speak. If you're gonna hold it an hour before the meeting, it could be a 2 or 3 hour meeting for all we know.
I have no
it's
problem
not.
with the public. I think that it's
I don't have
actually
a problem
better.
with it either, but I don't want it to run into a
But
regular
I'm just trying to
meeting.
say, Mr. Mayor, I'm trying to say that I
You
think
told
it's
me
better
that.
that it's on a regular public meeting night because a lot of people already know about the regular public meeting. Then others can get notified, hopefully people will come. I would like as many people notified and be able to come. A lot of people already know about when our regular meetings are.
And given the fact that everybody has other obligations on other nights, but everybody, for the most part, has diaried those particular nights on their calendars for the year,
Right.
perhaps it is best to stick to a regular meeting night so that,
Yes, but can we not clear our agenda? So
You
that this
can.
is the only thing we talk about? I mean, is that so hard?
yes, you can do that,
Is
and then
so
just
hard
keep,
to understand and clear the
any other
agenda?
business you can
so.
keep
No, all
to
the
essential,
things we talked
just
about.
essential business, like bill
And we,
lists.
the public already knows we need, a few of the public, I'm not saying a lot, but
A lot do.
a few of the public know that we already need this night. And I think that's the way to go, and I think
Okay.
it's,
So it seems like just picking which regular meeting night is the best night to conduct this open public forum, and you can either come to that determination this evening, or do what Council President King had suggested, and have everybody email their suggestions to Jay, and then make a public announcement at the next council meeting, depending on whether you want to get it scheduled right away, or do it at the next meeting.
But we want to get an agreement on the council. So if everyone's fine with the 25th, could you feel more people will be here? That's okay.
And we'll
absolutely.
clear the schedule just
Well,
to talk.
yes.
But the problem, Butch, is that we have one council member missing. You know, Rich is not here. He's
But respectfully, it is a council meeting night, so I would imagine that he probably already has that on his calendar.
Well, yeah, but he's not here tonight, and I think he needs to have a heads up.
Okay, so Patty, your suggestion
Should I make a
is
motion
taken
for,
under-
should I make a motion for March 25th?
Maybe I'll second that.
Okay, let's vote on it.
Time, are we gonna hold it at the regular time, or are we gonna start early?
Regular time,
March
8 o'clock.
I would suggest, since you're
Uh,
going
We're
to
clear
potentially
agenda?
spend
After
a
I said I
considerable
wasn't
amount of time on
available,
this,
You're making that motion. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Jim?
Jim's not available. No?
Let's do it the first Monday in
Vacation.
April.
Okay, I'm okay with pushing it off. You want to do it in April?
No, I think
I
that's
can't do
entirely
it
too long
I
for
don't
these
think I can
people
do it
to
the
wait
first.
to have any kind of a session to discuss this matter.
Well, what about the 11th then? Anybody make the 11th? That would be, what, 3 weeks? March 11th?
Yeah.
11th? March 11th? March 11th, everybody? That's better?
It's a regular meeting,
What
yeah.
is it?
March 11th?
No, no, no,
Why not?
not March 11th.
Why not?
No, I was saying the,
Jim's not available March 25th.
no, April, let's push it off to April.
That's too
What
far.
is it, April
April
8th?
8th will be the first.
April 8th. I'll make a motion for April 8th. Anybody will second that?
I'll second it.
Chris, are you ready? Are you
Is it good for you?
okay with April?
Yeah, that's our regular meeting.
It's regular
Yeah.
meeting.
Are you here in town?
I am in town.
Oh my God, I may not be in town April 8th. I'm not in town April 8th right now.
Okay, you're out of town.
No, I'm not gonna be here April 8th, I'm gonna be in Connecticut April 8th. All right,
so what
so,
about March 11th?
and I won't be here the
Still
next,
deciding.
so. it won't
March
be-
11th, decide chief, March 11th, everybody's available.
No,
March 11th.
no, March 25th. We already
You
did.
just motion to second.
Yeah, we
Jim's
have to
not
make a
available.
vote on March
But
25th.
Jim's not here yet.
I did a
Let's
first
make
and a
it-
second for March 25th. Can we take a vote on that?
Mayor, calls for the vote after
Are you
discussion.
available March 11th?
No, I'm not, I just.
Let's have a vote on March
For
11th.
March 25th.
Let's have a vote on March 11th. I'm
Okay,
available
well,
that day.
okay. Do, no, March 11th. Ready?
Are you available?
You wanna have a vote on March 11th? We'll have a vote on March 11th.
Are you here the 20th?
Well, it's either the 11th or the
Vote on
25th.
March 11th?
Don't talk.
How's the 20th?
I went March 25th.
How about Wednesday the 20th?
Hmm?
How about the 20th? You here the 20th? Wednesday.
Let's do a regular meeting.
We're available anytime, but
Let's do a
20,
regular meeting.
25th, Jim?
I think we need to be concerned about Easter week. When is Easter week? Because then you're gonna have schools out, you're gonna have people on vacation, you're gonna have inconvenience.
31st.
I'm sorry, when is it?
31st.
30th.
Thank
31st is
you.
Easter.
You're welcome.
So that have to be before that. Thank you.
31st.
Easter.
That's Easter.
Right.
So it's possible people will be away the week before that, correct?
Week after.
Week after, a week before?
Should be a holiday.
So we have a date here, somewhere between the 11th and the 20th, maybe?
Mayor, I have attempted to maintain some sort of a log of who was available when. My notes, so far, I haven't heard anyone say that they are not available on March 11th.
That's what I believe.
But there hasn't been a motion to that effect.
Well, let me check with Miss Cynthia, Mrs. Cynthia. Miss Cynthia.
You want to do March 20th? We'll do it March 20th. I'm just saying that I'd rather do the regular meeting on the 20th.
Any day but the 25th, right? Tom, you're available Wednesdays, correct?
Yeah, Wednesdays are typically good, so yeah, I'm okay with that.
I think that you still have a motion though on the table for the 25th, if I'm not mistaken.
But you
So,
know what, too, that's the day after Palm Sunday. What if some of the schools are gonna be out there?
I understand, what I'm suggesting is before you take a vote on another date, someone would have to withdraw their motion.
I believe Tom.
I thought
I thought Tom did.
You did the first time, but then it was resurrected.
I think everybody's here the 20th. I'm hearing everybody here.
20th, you want to say 20th? Yeah.
It sounds like everybody's here then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're,
20th.
Is everybody here on the
20th is
20th?
okay?
20th, Jim?
20th is okay, all right, I'll make a motion for the 20th.
Well, first, I think Councilwoman Cindy, you had moved for March 20th, so could you withdraw that motion if in fact you'd like to move a different date?
Well, let's just push it off until the mid-April, I'm fine.
Do this year.
April's budget time. Or don't we generally vote on the budget in April?
Yeah.
We usually start the budget in March.
Yeah, but you don't vote until the end of April. So, I
Right.
mean, April's budget time. You
Yep.
have a full budget swing.
Yep. Very bad month to do anything.
13th or the 20th.
13th or 20th, Chris?
Would be better.
20th, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with this one.
Okay, 20th?
We're okay. I'm okay.
So, did you I'm sorry, did you rescind the other motion, Tom?
What was my motion, I think I said?
It was Councilwoman Cindy's motion.
Did you rescind it?
I don't rescind anything. You rescind.
Councilman Cynthia?
Yes, I'm good for the
Did you
20th.
rescind that motion? Did you rescind the 25th?
I think I did already.
If you will just
You asked?
do that for the
Yeah,
record, then,
Yes, I
okay.
rescind the 20th.
Thank you. And
Now, you're free to move forward with a new date if anyone would like to propose a new
Is
date.
the 20th good for everybody?
Yes.
I'll make that motion that we do it on the 20th.
I'll second it.
You have a second? Second, okay. And that would be at 7 or 8?
7's okay.
7, okay. Any other question on the meeting time or date? All right, roll call, Jay.
Okay, this is on the motion to schedule a special meeting for Wednesday, March 20th at 7 PM. Mrs. Cynthia,
Yes?
Mrs. King,
No,
Mr. Schuler,
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin,
Yes.
Mr. Vorbach.
Yes.
That's 4 affirmative votes, 1 negative vote. So we will schedule the meeting for Wednesday, March 20th, 7 PM.
And you will notify.
Well, the question is the notice going townwide? That hasn't been resolved yet, or is it just going to those that are shown?
The
no.
notice cannot go townwide.
Can I make a
Oh,
motion
excuse
for
me.
townwide notification?
Excuse me. Excuse me. The notice will be for the green affected area, Jay.
Well,
And
Can I
every-
make a motion? for
Mayor,
townwide
that
notification?
will be something that the council will need to decide. So if
So, can
Councilwoman
I make a
Cynthia would like to
motion
move
for
and she
townwide
gets a second
notification?
and a majority, then it will be a townwide mailing. It's a council decision.
Okay. We can make the notice townwide, but we have to do it reasonable.
Mayor, couldn't we do things like where a lot of people are on the emergency broadcast, could we use that?
Yes.
We can do the
The sign.
sign, we could do the emergency
And
broadcast.
the newspaper. Co-star.
It's $1,000 to do a townwide notification, $1,000. That's it. We should do a townwide notification. People may not want to come. People may not care. But we should do a townwide notification of the meeting regarding changing of.
I don't disagree with you.
Possibly a town
Right.
center.
I don't disagree with that at all, but in the event that that doesn't go through, I want to put forth ideas to get the notice out to a maximum amount of people if we cannot do it townwide. So that's why I'm bringing up these
I
other
don't think we
things.
have a problem, Chris. I think that the majority, would you vote for, I mean, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm in favor of a townwide notification, unless the counselor tells me that there's some reason why we shouldn't do townwide on this issue.
It's completely at the council's discretion. If you feel that you would get the word out sufficiently by advertising in the CoStar and putting a notice on the board out in front of the school and trying to get the word out through other means such as the emergency notification, you can go that route. Or if the council would like to expend the funds to actually send a notice out to every residence in Spring Lake Heights, you control the finances, you can make that
Yeah,
decision.
my question is, for the people who don't reside here in the winter, okay? They may be residing out of state. If you do a townwide notification, does the notification go to their Spring Lake Heights address? Or to wherever they're, I guess it would be if they're forwarding their mail, it would go to them in Florida, so they have a notice that this is happening, right?
Well, Jay, were you going to comment on that?
Yeah, I was just going to comment that the access that we have, information, is the address that's provided by property owners for their tax and utility billing.
Yeah.
So whatever address we show on those records, and if they have
Okay.
forwarded it, then they may receive it.
Okay, now I know something, I might not fly back from Florida for this. Probably would not. But they may wish to forward comments.
Yeah, or they may ask their neighbors to go and make a comment on their behalf.
Well, I would rather have townwide notification rather than a select few. I feel that, that the development they're talking about affects the entire community, one way or another, whether you're for or whether you're against. Whether or not the traffic, you're gonna be upset about the traffic or you're not. And so therefore, I don't think that this green area is sufficient. I think there's a lot of people on the other side of 71 that are pretty close, that might also want to be involved in the notification, and so I would like to make a motion for townwide notification.
Just be aware that Chris recommended we could go on the SWIFT reverse call. You could go on the bulletin board.
But that's not, it's not.
You can advertise in the
Well,
CoStar.
before you continue
And
any
you can
further
have word of
discussion,
mouth. It doesn't
Mayor,
cost you anything.
Mayor, at this point, we have a motion, but I haven't heard a second. So does anybody wish to second
I don't understand why people are against this. It's
Ms. Cynthia's
$1,000.
motion to
Yeah,
do a townwide mailing?
No, I'll second
$1,000
it,
mailer.
because I'm not against it, okay? And I do think we need to get the maximum participation, but I'm not married to one method of doing that, but I'll second the motion, because this is democracy, so let's vote on it.
Absolutely.
But remember, when you vote on it, you're also voting to spend $1,000 of the taxpayers' money.
It's for notification that they should have.
That we have
They're
other ways-
changing the footprint
That
of
we
the
have
town.
other ways of notifying the residents.
We are changing the footprint of the town, and I think that the entire community should be aware of it, and have a say in it.
Okay, so there's been a motion and a second to do a townwide mailing with regard to the special meeting that's now been scheduled for Wednesday, March 20th at 7 p.m. So unless there's any further discussion amongst the council, then a vote should be taken.
Any further discussion?
Is the major concern the cost? I just want to understand all the sides.
Well, cost is always an issue, Chris. And if there's other ways you can get around those costs, I would like to do it.
Yeah, I mean, so, on one hand, it costs a little bit of money, on the other hand, it is a rather important issue, so I think it's good that we vote on it.
Anything else? Roll call, Jay.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
No.
Mr. Schuler?
No.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Mr. Vorbach?
Yes,
3 affirmative, 2 negative votes. And Mayor, not to belabor this point, but now that we've decided on the date, the notice, the contents of the notice, it would be my recommendation that we have a draft ordinance that has been proposed, whether you want to include that information with the distribution of the notice.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it should.
That might take another meeting.
Draft. Make sure it's stands.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make that point, that that would be my recommendation, and that we include that
It may
information.
take till April to get that.
Mayor, since we are mailing it to everybody in town, and we potentially have a large crowd,
Yes.
is it possible to have it at the school auditorium?
Well, we'll see who shows up, and we have to walk over there.
Now,
Okay.
Mayor, I think that under the circumstances, Mayor, under the circumstances, given that you're doing a townwide mailing, I think you can anticipate that there's gonna be a large turnout, and I would recommend that you consider rescheduling that meeting to a larger venue for that evening.
Which would be the school.
School meets on the third Monday, so are we on the fourth Monday?
So we would have to,
We're on a Wednesday.
Might have to reschedule.
No.
Jay, we have to notify the school that.
Yeah, I will make the request to the school, the availability of the facility on that night, and I'm hopeful that there will not be a conflict and we won't have to revisit this issue.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I'm hopeful, not confident.